Hello everyone and welcome back to Passion Sundays, the best way to end the week and start another. Our guest today is an expert that helps leaders get results without losing their soul. David Dye, thank you very much for being with us today.
My pleasure.
Really interesting topic on leadership because leadership is really tough and walking the talk is really tough. Losing your soul happens a lot when you're doing that, but then you're stuck because you've committed to that role. So you get stuck between I'm committed, but I'm losing my soul. So what do I do?
It's a great question and very, very common. So many leaders are in a world where they're stressed, they're pressured for market results and the needs of their team to connect and be invested in and collaborate. And yet leaders are not given the tools to deal with those situations. Most leaders are just put in the roles with no training. And so that's what we do, is we help leaders get the practical tools to be able to get those results and to connect with their teams in a meaningful way and to work from an internal set of values of both confidence and humility in a way that transforms their results and to break through results that really last.
Wow, I love that. And so now if we're talking about a leader getting results, making it last, and they're trying to preserve their soul, but a lot of times you're put in a situation to lead that you never even chose in the first place. Well, I think most of the time as a leader, you really never choose your situations because otherwise it's not leader, it's just something easy. What would you do in a situation like that?
The first place I would start is with connecting with the people, specifically asking questions of the people of what do you think our team is capable of? What would that look like if we were to do our very best? And that way you're hearing from them. You're not bringing all of the answers and you're connecting with them and helping them have some ownership of it. And then you ask, what's it going to take for us to get there? And they'll start to talk about, well, this is what it's going to take. Maybe we need these skills. Maybe we need some more accountability. And then you ask, what can I do as the leader that's going to help us to get there? And now the entire team, you ask those questions one by one and you bring all of that together and the team has co-created a vision that they own and they have told you how they need you to serve them as their leader. And so you've created some immediate ownership even with a brand new team that you inherited, people you didn't necessarily hire.
I love that. So it is about kind of listening and communicating to understand what's happening in that moment.
Absolutely. Today, so many leaders and managers have people who know more about the work than the leader or manager does. So it's fruitless to try to have all the answers. You're much better off asking good questions.
Asking good questions. That definitely will help you become a better leader. And then times get tough for a leader. And I was interviewing Dr. Marshall Goldsmith, and he says it's in the tough times that true leaders show.
Absolutely.
It's very easy to say, I'm a leader, but when you scrub, you know if they're gold-plated or if they're solid gold.
Absolutely.
And so how would you then know the leader who's true from who's not before you have to get to a situation where it's dangerous? Because the reality is if you're selecting somebody as a leader in an organization and you're going to put somebody who ends up being gold-plated, well, guess what? You're going to find out when it's not the right time and there's nobody else to fill that place. How can you pre-screen for that?
Well, that's a fantastic question, and I wish more executives would ask that very same question because as a mid-level manager or as an executive, one of the most important decisions you ever make is who you put into leadership roles. Who do you trust with that responsibility? So we believe it is so important to give people the opportunities before they have a title to demonstrate their influence, to learn the skills of listening and conversation and how you bring people in and build those results and build the relationships, to watch somebody in different environments to see if they truly are bringing confidence and humility into the mix. And if you watch, you'll see it. You'll see when people have a difficult conversation that has to be had. Do they approach that with confident humility? Or do they come at it with a you're wrong, I'm right type of attitude? People are who they are at the beginning. They're not going to be different just because of a title. And so those are the things you're looking for initially.
That's nice, and I love the fact that you said it's a lot about asking questions and matching and understanding. And sometimes there's a corporate culture there because you're saying it's about maybe not coming aggressive, not coming strong, being a true leader. But isn't leadership contextual sometimes?
Absolutely.
Let's say I'm in an organization where ego is high. If I'm in the military, being a leader is a totally different story than if you're in a financial institution, than if you're running a school or a kindergarten.
Yes, very true. And you need to know who you're leading and what type of communication style they need and so on. And yet, one of the questions we are asked frequently by managers is who have read our book, Winning Well, and they will ask us, what if my boss doesn't care about his soul or my soul or anybody's soul? what do I do then? And we invite leaders to build a cultural oasis. So if you think of a desert of leadership, if you're in a very caustic environment where people do not respect each other, no one can force you to treat people in an inhumane way. That's a choice everybody gets to make. And so I have so much passion around helping people to be able to make that choice and build that cultural oasis where they are, and build a team that does receive respect from their leader and does respect and communicate and trust one another. And one of the things that happens is that you start to get results. And those results will buy you freedom from some of that negative pressure that you get, so you have more freedom to lead in a healthier way.
I love that. So free yourself to be a true leader. You know, be centered, be who you really are.
Absolutely.
So if you're gonna summarize all this beautiful drawing, okay, into 1 or 2 tips or sentences to wrap this up, what would it be?
What would it be? So to get lasting bottom line results without losing your soul, one of the most important things you can do as a leader is to be clear about the results. Create mutually shared, clear commitments to one another. Okay. Celebrate success, hold one another accountable, and have those conversations as you need to have them. And you're going to figure out the rest. We say focus on results and relationships in everything that you do, and you'll find your path.
I love that. Thank you very much for being with us today, David.
Thank you so much.
Really appreciate it.
Appreciate you.
Passion. What do you think? I hope you found this as useful and as exciting as I did. If so, please leave your comments on the blog below and do share it with somebody who will find it useful. And if you'd like more tools, tips, techniques, and exclusive interviews that I only share on my website, then go to Moustafa.com. And until next episode, live passionately.